video, we will talk about how to make a list of your interests and skills. Then we will talk about 3 types of skills: things you do, things you know, and ways you act. Knowing your interests and skills helps you to choose a career that is best for you. Let's begin with a definition of interests and skills. Interests are subjects, ideas, or things you want to know more about. Hello. In this video, we are going to talk about how your interests and skills are related to different types of jobs. There are 6 types of interests that are related to certain kinds of careers. Many job seekers have interests in more than one category. This helps them because they have a larger list of work-related skills. The first category is for people who have an interest in doing things. These people like to work with their hands, use tools, and be physically active. They like to move around a lot. Some jobs that might be good for these people include working in a restaurant, construction, or farming. The second type of interest is related to thinking. These people like to work independently. They like analyzing information, solving puzzles, and figuring out problems. Some jobs that would be very good for these people are in a lab research or accounting. The third type of interest is related to creating. People who like to come up with new ideas and like fewer rules are called creative. Some jobs that are good for them include graphic design, fashion design, or maybe even performing arts, actors, or musicians. The fourth kind of interest is related to helping. These people like to work with people. They enjoy working in teams and organizing. Some jobs that are best for them include teaching or healthcare jobs like doctors or nurses. The fifth area of interest is persuading. People who like persuading like to talk to others and sell products or ideas. Some jobs that are very persuasive include sales and marketing, and also business management. The sixth kind of interest is organizing. People who enjoy organizing like to make sure a project is clear. They like schedules and rules. Jobs that are good for people who like organizing include business administration, management, and also research. It's important to remember when you're choosing a job that's best for you, you should think about your interests and skills, and then find the best job to match. Many different types of jobs use similar skills. For example, a person who likes to help others and likes to be active might want to be a teacher, a doctor, or a tour guide. These jobs are very different but use similar skills. To summarize, we learned about 6 types of interests and job-related skills that match those interests. We also learned about some of the best jobs to match those interests and skills. Now, you'll move on to the next step in the job search process to create your own professional profile.
again. In this video, we're going to look at two verb tenses, the present simple and the present continuous. You will need these two tenses to talk about your job skills and to prepare you for the job search process. We will examine each of these tenses, when we use them, and practice their forms. So, let's begin by looking at the present simple. We use the present simple to say if something happens all the time or is a usual activity. For example, I am an English language instructor. I teach English. I live in the United States. I work at a university. You can see that I'm using the present simple because I'm speaking about things that happen all the time for me and our usual activities. What about you? What do you do? Are you a student? Do you work? Where do you work? You might answer, I'm a student, or I work at a clothing store, because these might be usual activities for you. Let's look at another example. This is Marco. Marco is a student at a university. 2 days a week, he also works in a doctor's office. He answers the phone, he writes emails, he speaks with patients. These are his usual activities. Okay, so how do we form the present simple? Well, it's not called the present simple for no reason. It's actually pretty simple to form. You take the base form of the verb, and that's it. For example, I teach English. Teach is the base form of the verb to teach. The only exception here is the third person singular. That's he, she, Marco, the teacher, or it. In this case, we add an S or an ES to the end of the base verb. For example, Jane works in a hospital. She teaches medical students. She likes her job. Next, let's look at the present continuous, or as it's sometimes called, the present progressive. This tense is used to speak about actions that are happening right now, or right about now. For example, right now, I'm speaking to you about the present continuous tense, and you are learning how to use it correctly. Notice, in this sentence, how I use the present continuous. I'm speaking, and you are learning. I'm using the present continuous because this is something that I'm doing and you are doing right now. So, we use the present continuous to talk about an action that's happening right now. Remember Marco? Want to see what he's doing right now? Well, Marco is checking the calendar and making an appointment for a patient. We form the present continuous by using the verb be in the present form. That's am, are, or is, and then adding the base verb plus ing. For example, Marco is working in the doctor's office. He is typing an email. So, to sum up, if we compare these two tenses, we can see that the present simple is used to speak about actions that are happening all the time, or usually in the present. The present continuous is used to speak about actions happening right now. Now, why don't we look at an example where we use both of these tenses? Let's look at Marco again. Remember, he works at a doctor's office. He is also a part-time student. What's he doing now? He is getting ready to leave the office for the day. He's shutting down his computer, he's turning off the lights, and he's locking the office door. Bye, Marco. To sum up, in this video, we've looked at two tenses, the present simple and the present continuous. We use both verb tenses to talk about job skills and to prepare you for the job search process. We looked at each of the tenses' forms and usage. Now, Let's do a game to practice those verb tenses some more.